You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional. Hey, everybody.
Hi!
How are you doing?
I'm very excited to do this bonus episode.
Right? We get to be a little bit more candid, less
more
structured.
candid, which is hard. We're already fairly candid.
We are pretty candid, but this will be sort of behind the scenes, how we, feel about our year and especially the first year.
So this episode, we're going to be talking about Braless Watch, the podcast, over the course of the year 2025. So we got started this year in April.
Yeah, we launched in April.
Yeah. So we're just going to be looking back at the podcast, and I have a bunch of stats, and we have questions for each other, and it's going to be fun. We don't know what either has done.
No, as far as what questions we have for each other?
Correct.
God, wouldn't it be horrible if they were the same questions?
Oh, I bet at least 3 of them are.
Probably. I was going to say that this is the first podcast that I've ever done. I've never been on a podcast before, so
I haven't either. So
yeah,
it's really nice.
We're newbies at this.
Oh yeah, but I think we've been learning, and I've been learning a lot about editing because I'm the one who does the editing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great.
Yeah.
I think it's been a great experience. I was going to save this question till the end, but we can get started with this question.
Sure. I always start at the back of the book. Why would you start at the beginning?
Right? Why not? I was going to end with this question, but who cares? So why do we do this podcast, and why are we continuing to do this podcast?
Yeah, I had a similar question.
Okay.
I think I said, how does producing this podcast affect you intellectually? So that's a little bit different question.
That's a little bit different question, yeah.
But I did say what makes it worth doing.
Okay, so go ahead.
So for me, this podcast gives me a way to do some advocacy work, which I'm super passionate about, and really didn't realize how passionate I was about advocacy work until we started doing this podcast. And I felt like I was getting a little bit more of a chance to voice myself and maybe lift voices of other people too,
Yeah.
And it gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling, for lack of a better way of describing that, to highlight obscure shows and, great actors, great writers, the costumers, the set designers. Like, even if I don't know y'all's names, right, it just really helps me to be a more well-rounded person to lift these voices out, right, and to highlight the work they do and the craft that they put out, the art they put out.
Awesome. I think the reason for me to do this podcast, number one, is I really, really love TV. I really love it. It's a great medium. You get to really see characters in depth and see how writers change over time, or how they'll change the story based off of actors' influence, whether that be their personal life of them not coming back to the show, or, pregnancy. How are they going to randomly deal with that?
Right.
In this random sci-fi show, how are they dealing with
illness
pregnancy?
too. I mean, we've had some actors have to go through some illness, and we notice their weight changes or their color changes or things like that.
Or they dislocated their knee. These are all things that happened, and you have to deal with them. And so it's really interesting to see how writers deal with it, how the cast deals with it, how actors, producers, directing, because sometimes with the directing, you never notice that an actor is pregnant.
Right?
It never comes up. So that's always really cool.
Yeah.
So I really, really, really love TV, and I always look at it with a feminist lens anyway. So doing this podcast really writes down all of my thoughts that I'm already having about a show I'm watching anyway. So
right. And I mean, it was your idea to do this podcast.
It was.
But the thing is I kind of jumped on board like immediately, because I was like, we were already having these conversations.
We were.
They just weren't being recorded.
Right. We would just have them in the middle of
we would stop the show.
Like 8 p.m. at night, and we're discussing this random, I don't know, art piece in the background, or why the dialogue is the way it is, or whatever. So, now we have to not do that. To make
Yeah,
sure
we have
not
to
to do that.
actively not to talk to each other
Mhm.
about the TV shows we watch. The other thing I was thinking about when you were talking, just now about your reasoning behind doing this work and continuing to do the podcast is that you and I share in the love of story listening.
Yes.
We don't tell stories, although we repeat them in this format, right? We
Mhm.
analyze and advocate and all these things and sort of talk about those stories, but we don't story tell. We don't build and structure a story. We like to listen to those stories.
Mhm.
And I don't think that TV is the only format, but it is one of your favorite ways to have a story told to you.
It's my favorite way, yes.
Yeah.
Music is another good way, but it's so short.
Yeah.
Um, and there's just so much out there with music, but with TV and there's a lot out there with TV too, but there's a lot to take in with TV, and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I like pretty much all forms of theater, reading,
Mhm.
verbal storytelling, poetry slams, things like that. I get into all of it. Any kind of
You
form of
do.
art like that, I'm
You
good.
do.
I
You're very much into it.
yeah. So, I
So
mean, we kind of mesh in that way, and that's how this podcast really came to be on
Mhm.
its own. It took some practice because I'm not used to talking into a microphone that
I mean, that we're new at this, we mentioned that.
yeah.
So, this is just we're figuring it out. We're
What's
figuring it
really
out
funny
as we
is
go.
we really talk all day in our jobs, regular jobs,
Mhm.
that, this is just sort of an extension of us as on a personal level, really.
Mhm.
So the audience who listens to our podcast get a little bit of a glimpse into our personal makeup or our personal flavor, I guess.
Flavor? Is that what you're going for?
Sure.
Okay.
So
Um,
yeah, I like that we had that question. That's good.
yeah. Like I said, I was gonna end with that, but
No, I like that we started with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had how does producing this podcast affect you intellectually?
Ooh. Um,
Do you learn
it
anything?
it does make me think, and it makes me watch shows I would never normally watch. So, Desperate Housewives or even, like, The Addams Family. I would
Mhm.
have watched 1 episode of The Addams Family and gone, "Nope."
Yep,
But I
exactly.
forced myself to watch many, many more
Yeah.
episodes, for this podcast. Rugrats, same thing.
Rugrats, yeah, this is what I was thinking about, like, Rugrats, I was like, "Oh my god," I pulled myself just to ch
So, there's a lot of I get to watch a lot of things I would never normally watch. Yeah.
intellectually, you've learned some stuff, not only about building the podcast, like, how do we even embark on this, right? It took us months to figure it out,
And the
and
editing,
the
that's been a
editing, the
lot of
products
work.
we needed, yeah, and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Well, there's also then just, learning things that the shows mention, whether it's Crippen from the coupling episode or,
Right? Or the advertisements in the Munsters or
some
mentions of actors and people
yeah.
referencing current things, right, in their shows and stuff. It's like, "What is that?" I've never
Well,
even
and then
heard of
you
that.
also have the historically based ones that or historically adjacent ones like Little Bird or even Warehouse 13 where they base things in history
Mhm.
to create their artifacts. And
Mhm.
so you learn about a little bit of history with it.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that part, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of trivia. I love trivia though.
I like learning, so I don't
Mhm.
know that it actually sticks in my head, but maybe it goes somewhere.
I
I
mean,
probably have a lot of file boxes in there where it all just gets filed away.
I'm not going in there to help you. You figure it
No.
out.
With an ADHD brain, can you imagine?
It's like
Stacks
SpongeBob.
it's
It's
like
like
s
SpongeBob running
stacks of
around
papers. Yeah, exactly, that's
with
pretty
all
much
the
how I
papers. Yep.
see my brain.
I'm not going in there. You figure it out.
Nope. It's the closet you close the door on and go, "I'm gonna deal with that in 50 years."
That's a later me problem.
Right? So, do we wanna go through, like, favorite, least favorite first? Do you
Sure,
wanna
let's do it.
Okay,
You wanna go first?
I can go first.
Sure.
So, favorite was harder than least favorite. I've enjoyed
So how did you do the
most all of
favorite,
them.
least favorite? Because the way I did it was favorite watch, favorite record, and then least favorite watch or record, either one.
Oh,
That's how I did the questions.
I just did the favorite watch.
Okay.
Favorite record.
Well, do favorite watch first and while you're thinking about favorite record. And I'll do my watch and then we'll do records.
So, favorite I have 2 favorites, and it has to do with advocacy, and one of them was Clean Slate.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, yeah.
That was one of my very, very favorites. I was very emotionally attached to that show. Still am.
Yep.
And then Little Bird was awesome. Like,
Mhm.
what we learned from that show, the acting was awesome, and storytelling was awesome, like, the whole
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
It goes with
So
advocacy for
yeah,
you.
it does, yeah, marginalized communities I'm gonna start tearing up.
You
Marginalized
already
communities
are.
are my yeah, are my sweet spot, right? That's what I
Yes.
love to that's who I serve, that's who I advocate on behalf of, and it touches a personal note because I come from marginalized sections of community, so or populations, and, so I've participated in quite a few marginalizations of our just society in general here in the US, so my experiences lean that way.
Mhm.
Despite having a privilege of being white, right? I have not afforded privileges because I'm white in the ways that could have been
Mhm.
had I been gifted a different pathway. So I connect really, really deeply with marginalized communities and marginalized people. So
Mhm.
those 2 shows really touched my heart, and I was really proud to put that work out. And it's
Yeah.
recorded for history, so it's
It is. Uh,
yeah.
so I like those shows too. Not gonna put them down. I do like those shows too, but my favorite watch has to be Warehouse 13. It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Warehouse 13 is one of my favorite shows. I will watch that on loop if I have to.
What do you think your is it the procedural part? Because I know you love procedurals.
I do like procedurals because they're easy to digest, number 1. Number 2, I think it's also the sci-fi aspect of it and the randomness of it.
I'm sorry, I'm a little verklempt at this one.
What?
Sci-fi? Really?
I like sci-fi. I've always
Okay,
liked sci-fi.
alright.
Why are you shocked by this?
'Cause I could not get you to watch Star Trek when you were, smaller. I couldn't. You were
Who
just like, "No."
who likes what their parents like? Who is going to sit down and watch all of
Uh,
Star Trek just because your mom likes Star Trek?
I mean, if you have a comment, join us on Blue Sky and just say, what you feel about that, people, because
I was a teenager and that was my rebellion.
jeez. Such a rebellious,
I know, so rebellious not
such a
watching Star
stance.
Trek.
Yeah, right? You have since watched it, though,
I have.
and understand, yeah, my connection to
I
it.
do understand, I do
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it,
yeah.
I like it.
And eventually,
Um,
we will do a review of that
yeah,
eventually. It
eventually.
is on the list, but not right now.
But
So
I think Warehouse 13 is one of my favorites. I
so the
did
sci-fi aspect of it, the procedural aspect of it, is it
yeah.
because too that you maybe have it
It might
speaks
be
to
a
your childhood too
yeah,
because you
nostalgia aspect
yeah,
to it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't remember when I first watched it. I probably caught it on Sci-Fi one time and then
Sci-Fi
just
Channel.
yeah, Sci-Fi Channel
Mhm.
because I had free reign over most TVs. So,
You did. We didn't shield you really. Once
uh-uh.
you hit, like, 10, we
Yeah.
didn't really shield you because 'cause you'd already gone through some stuff that growed you up a little bit faster than
I
any
was grown up quick.
other normal children would have had to do, so, just based on your own experiences through living.
Mhm.
So we didn't really shield you from much, and you basically learned about life through TV, I think, for the
Yeah.
most part. Not that I'm a lazy parent, not
No, no,
saying
no,
that,
no, no.
but
I
because I
think
was a helicopter mom.
you were.
So
I think another part of the reason now that I'm truly thinking about it, another reason why I liked Warehouse 13 that I probably couldn't put to words until my 20s, my teens, was the feminist aspect of it. Because Warehouse 13 is just inherently very feminist,
it is. Yeah. And to a
just
point
on
that
its own.
it's blatant, like, it's out there,
Right.
right? They make a point, and you don't see that in shows, really.
Yeah, and especially from shows that were in the 2000s, especially procedurals. It's normally
Yeah.
men.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's normally men leading the charge, and in that case, it was normally Micah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Pete
And
just
then she
happens to
got
be
the
there.
support behind her too.
Yeah.
Professional support, right? From her
Mhm.
colleagues, from her teams. So yeah.
That was probably my favorite watch. So, let's do favorite record. I have one if you wanna think on it
Yeah,
some
no,
more.
you go because I don't know.
My favorite record was probably We Are Lady Parts.
Ooh,
That was a lot
yeah.
of fun to try to dissect all. I mean, there's so much that happens in those 6 episodes of that first season. Just so good. And we got to talk about the music. We got to talk about just the story in general, the identity, coming to terms with yourself of who you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was probably my
Yeah.
favorite record
Okay.
for us, is getting to really dissect all of that.
I'm looking at the list because I couldn't remember what we did.
That's fine. I've got it open myself, so don't
Okay,
feel
good.
bad.
Neurodivergent brain. Where's the file? Where's the file? It's SpongeBob running around in there.
Right?
She needs it now. I think two of them. I can't ever choose really.
You can't. You suck at that.
Two of them, I think. So Happy,
Ah, yes.
really liked recording Happy, even though it was a really hard watch to in a feminist
Mhm.
perspective. And then Rita was another one because there was a lot of learning
Yeah.
from not only a different country, but a different country that we don't normally watch TV from.
Right, and it was in a different language. So
Yeah,
that was, we were relying on subtitles for the
right?
storytelling,
Lots of
as well as,
apologizing,
I mean, that's the thing. We're gonna apologize.
right?
Just gonna
Um,
blanket apology.
so I think for record purposes, those two would probably be my favorite.
I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Happy was challenging, but I enjoyed it because we got to talk about the art and the craft of the show, like how it got
Right.
put together.
Right.
And Rita because it's completely different country, and we got to learn about completely different
That was a very
culture.
fun record.
Yeah, and all of that stuff. So yeah, I think those two really.
Mhm. I also enjoyed Evil, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed recording Evil.
I'm giving her a cocked head right now. Like what? What?
I enjoyed recording Evil with you
I
because I had
gotcha.
already watched it. So
You had, and you'd already fallen in love with it. Like that was one of your, or that is one of your favorite shows to
no,
watch.
no,
No?
no, 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 no. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say I love it. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of problems with it, but I enjoyed it. But I really enjoyed forcing you to watch it. Does that is that bad? That's kind of bad. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm not gonna like every show. Um,
I didn't expect you to like it. That's not.
so this brings me to this question I did not write down, but it does make me curious because you are a TV buff, right? You're pretty much the one that, for the most part, brings most of the TV shows the the show for us to talk about, right? And you tell
Yeah.
me this is what we're doing next or whatever, and we do
Oh,
talk about it, and
we deeply talk about this.
we do deeply talk about this. But for
It
the most
takes us
part,
30 minutes to choose a show
I
for
mean,
every time,
yeah,
or more longer.
and we end up changing our minds, and yeah,
Uh-huh.
the docket gets changed. But anyway, so you have a different take on how to choose a show and all that stuff, and we have these long
Mhm.
conversations about it. Is there a show that I've chosen that you were like, "Oh god, here we go," you know, that you sort of had a little bit of a precursor bad taste in your mouth that I was like that I suggested to you that we should do?
Precursor bad taste? No. Ones I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this because I had never watched it before,"
Mhm.
would be, but you have, would be
Mm.
Rita.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That's the, I think out of all of these, the only one you had watched that I hadn't watched.
Oh, maybe we should add more of that for 2026. Maybe I should
It's
come up with best list and see if I can.
see? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because that's the only one. Because the other ones, neither one of us had really seen. So Munsters, Taxi,
Mhm.
Adam's Family,
Mhm.
neither one of us had really watched. But Rita, you had watched and I hadn't. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad show. It
No.
is, it does randomly pop in my head of I wonder what happens next, but I just never gotten back to it.
I know what happens next because I've
Well,
watched
because
it
you
all.
watched it. Part of me's like, maybe I should hold off and then just watch it for the podcast only.
Oh, maybe, yeah. If we ever circle back, because man, you should see the list of shows we've got.
I think so. That's one thing I did want to mention is I do think for the next year we should agree to do at least 2, maybe 3 of season 2s
Hmm,
of shows.
that's a lot. Okay.
I mean, it's only 2. I'm asking for 2.
Okay. Maybe we should ask the audience which 2 they want.
Yeah. We could put a poll up. We could put a poll up.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Let's do that.
All right, let's put a poll up on maybe Blue Sky. Let's do Blue Sky.
Okay.
Actually, we could do Blue Sky and YouTube. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll put a poll up on both of those and let you decide out of the 18 episodes we did, because we did do 18 records.
That's amazing, I think.
Yeah, we did 18 records, with 1 trailer, plus this bonus episode we're talking on now. So, that's 20, technically,
My
with the
goodness.
trailer and this, for the year of 2025. We
Considering we just
did
started in April.
right? We did 39 posts to Blue Sky, and we recorded nearly 30 hours of podcast, not including what we're talking on now, because I don't know how long this is gonna be.
Excellent. We talk a
So,
lot.
we talk a lot. That's the answer. We talk a lot, and now we're having our audience listen to it.
I don't know if we should apologize for that or not.
I feel like I should apologize. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is we did make 1 recipe out of the whole show. The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
I
Yeah, yeah,
created,
yeah.
the oatmeal scotchies. That's what they're
Yeah.
called. They're oatmeal butterscotch cookies. I've actually made them a couple times now. They're really
They're
good.
so good. I encourage anyone who
They
wants
need to be small. Make them small because 'cause they're very sugary.
they're very rich tasting as far as, like, satisfying that sweet tooth. My goodness.
Mhm, but
It
they're
is
very
so
good.
good. Yes.
So good. So, oatmeal scotchies, that's from the Warehouse 13 episode, actually. Alright, shall we do least favorite, watch, or record? Doesn't matter.
Oh, least favorite watch. I think I'm gonna have to say Rugrats.
Me too. Me too.
'Cause Evil it's not
Could
something
you
I'll go
stomach
back to.
Evil again? Like, if somebody forced you to watch it one more time, could you stomach it again?
Yeah, I could sit and have some dinner and watch Evil, sure.
See?
Rugrats, I
Right.
might protest that one a little bit because 'cause I'm like, "Mm."
I'm gonna go to another room now.
Right, exactly. You do you, and I'll just go turn on my own
Yeah.
device here. Yeah, I
I
think Rugrats is gonna be the one.
Rugrats season 1, yeah, I agree, that's my least
I mean,
favorite
that's
as
right up
well.
there with Desperate Housewives, I won't go back to that either.
Desperate Housewives, I could if somebody put it on, I'm not gonna balk. I'm not gonna complain that it's on,
Mm.
but Rugrats, it it's the crying and it's too much. It's too
And
much.
this comes
The
from
neglect.
2 of us who are SpongeBob, like,
Yeah,
fans.
but
And
SpongeBob is an adult technically.
is he?
Technically.
Technically?
He has a
Yeah,
job, so he's an adult.
I think
Ish.
I don't get the Rugrats appeal,
I think
but
it's the nostalgia aspect, and we don't have that. It would
no.
have come out when it came out in 1990, so I wasn't even born yet.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and by the time you were born and it had come through,
it had already
yeah,
been
it already
yeah,
been, like, 10 years or something or close
SpongeBob
to.
was the one. SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron,
Mhm.
those were all shows that were on, as well as so many other obscure shows that were only on for, like, 1 to 2 seasons.
Right?
And random Canadian shows that just would randomly show up and then disappear from our life. It was so sad.
Thank you, PBS.
And not just PBS, Nickelodeon would do it too.
True, true. But yeah, I would have to say Rugrats is probably the
Yeah.
worst because and I did base it on the gut feeling of like, "Oh, I have to watch one more episode,"
Mhm.
where with Evil or Desperate Housewives, I was like, "I can get through this, it'll be alright."
I would even watch an episode of Addams Family before
Yes. Yeah.
Rugrats.
Yeah.
'Cause Addams Family, they're just odd, but it doesn't it's odd and it's slightly dull, if I'm being honest. But
Yeah.
Rugrats was grating.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
can't do it anymore. I would have to say Rugrats for the record as well.
oh, I was doing those at the same time, so yeah, both of those. Record.
Yeah.
I do have to say that record was actually really fun because we both hated it.
Right,
And it was
yeah.
fun finding out why we both hated it
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
different. So that was a different record for us, but
Yeah. That's good. That's good, yeah. So, do you wanna know one of my other
sure, go for your next
questions?
questions.
What is the hardest challenge, if there is one, in reviewing TV shows?
It it's all challenging. It all can be challenging. I think sometimes one of the hardest things is the shows that we have been doing are very quippy, tend to be, and so there's a lot of, for me, dialogue that I have to write down because I write down as many quotes as I possibly can catch, and
You're
that
almost to the
means
point of transcribing it, but then
it's almost at some points, but then other points, if I'm doing like Desperate Housewives, there's not a lot of dialogue,
right,
so it's a little bit slower, and I can
catch the
I
quips when they come.
yeah catch the few quips that there are,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I think A lot of it is the comedy, catching the quips for the challenge. I think also just trying to think into the feminist side of things as well and not get always caught up in the show itself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there are times where I'll put on a show and then, oh fuck, I have to go back because I was just
Yeah.
watching it.
Right, you're not watching you're like, "Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be watching this for entertainment."
I was just watching it. Now I gotta go back and take notes on
Right.
everything I just saw because.
So I found myself doing that last night when I was watching a TV show, and I was like, "Wait, you don't have to put your head in that just enjoy the show, Beth. Just
Right.
enjoy the show. You don't
You have
have
to
to."
do that switch.
Yeah, yeah. I would say my biggest challenge is time. Devoting time
Yeah.
to it to get the right mindset to for me, I'm the one that picks out all the trauma triggers and stuff like that, so I have to be very, very mindful and try to catch as many as I can.
Mhm.
And I don't know that I'm very good at that, but I try to catch as many as I can to.
I think that's also part of it for me is having to go back through everything. Once I've done everything, once I've done the watch, I have to go back through everything to get all of the trivia stuff because I just write quick notes of what is Crippen, what is this,
Oh, I do the same. Yeah, that's the research part. Yeah.
and
I have a
for
questions
me,
section.
so I don't do it that way. We're eventually gonna go over do a podcast where we switch notes. It's gonna be fun. Um,
This is new to me. Okay.
well, no, no,
I'm open to it.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it on one we've already done, so
Oh, I
it's
see.
not new for the audience. Um, so we talk about how the notes work because you put it all in one section. Mine's throughout the whole thing. So I have to walk through each episode
Ah.
to pull out. But it helps me because sometimes if I write down a phrase and I don't remember what it's about and Google's not helping me, I can go back to about where I was in the episode to
Mhm.
find out what the context of the phrase is.
Oh, see, that's interesting. You do it by timing in the show, like
Mhm.
by scene or whatever. Oh, how funny. Mine's not like that.
I know. Anyway, so that's another hard thing is just timing that all out so I could get
Mine's
the
just
watch and
time.
do the research.
Yeah, time in watching, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes these shows, especially the older shows, are
Those are
shorter in time, but we have to do so many in a row. So, like Desperate
like
Housewives,
Taxi.
Taxi, yeah, there were a lot of them.
Taxi has had 22 episodes
I mean, it was
and
enjoyable to watch it, but it seems it's the timing to fit that into regular life, right?
right.
And all the changes and stuff like that that come along with regular life and just trying to fit it in.
Mhm.
Because essentially this podcast is the second job for us
It is.
and something
And
enjoyable to do, but
we're doing it mostly for fun. We're not making any money off of this.
oh, yeah, no, we're not making any money off of it at all. It is for fun, and it is for, from my perspective, an advocacy,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
protest kinda situation where it's just my form of, putting voices out there and being an
Yeah.
amplifier,
And
basically.
hopefully people will, you know, get some enjoyment out of it. That's all I want is for somebody to get enjoyment and maybe learn a thing or two. That's about
I
it.
mean, it's so funny because I find myself listening to our podcast to try to boost the numbers and get the stats and everything, and then I make myself cry, I make myself laugh, and I'm like, "Geez, I'm funny."
What's really funny for you is you don't remember a half of what you say
Nope,
by the time it goes to
nope.
be released.
It
So
literally goes in one ear and out the other.
it's completely gone. So I've done the editing. I know roughly what everybody says. And then you're
Yeah,
like, that's so funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I listened to it 12 times to get the edit right.
I just don't I don't once I say it, it's gone. I don't have any
Ah,
don't have any memory of it. I
that's
remember
so
doing the
funny.
show, like, and talking to you,
Right.
and I remember how I felt when I was doing the show.
Yeah.
But that's how my brain stores those memories, right? That's the conduit that happens there, the neural pathway, as it were.
Mm,
But yeah, I don't remember what I actually say, so I end
gotcha.
up making myself laugh or making myself cry when I listen to them back again.
I mean, I've done it too, but it's normally in the editing process.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can only imagine. Oh.
Um, Especially Little Bird, that was the hardest edit because it took so long to get everything right. Because we were trying to get everything right in the actual record, and then so there's extra pauses and things like that, so have to
Yeah,
be removed.
I like to step up to those challenges, though.
So one of my questions, what is what is one genre that we didn't do this year that you'd like to touch on next year?
So, actually, I've been thinking about this because I was gonna propose a show to you, but,
I have the stats of the genres we did do this year if you want that first.
sure, we'll see if mine comes up, but I don't think
Okay.
so.
We did 10 comedy out of our 18. We did 5 sci-fi fantasy, 2 animated, 6 with LGBTQ main or secondary characters,
Yeah,
right?
alright.
6 that were in the drama comedy combo, and then 1 based in history.
Okay. So, one that I think we should do is, like, actual horror.
Okay. All right.
So, I have 2 in mind. We'll see. I
All
don't
right.
I I don't want to do it.
You seem apprehensive about doing it. You
Well,
suggested it.
I know. I have to watch it during the day because my stupid brain, my trauma brain wants to take those into my dreams, and I don't wanna relive it and try to
Right.
problem solve
Right,
and
right,
not
right.
get sleep. So, I have the timing to watch it will be interesting, but
Yeah.
I do think we should
A
cover
more
that.
horror-based rather than thriller-based?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Alright.
and also, like, Evil was investigative, right, and sort
Right.
of procedural in that way, so,
Mhm.
yeah, I think we should do an actual horror, which there's been a few that have come out recently, and I'm like, "Mm."
Okay. One of mine was that we should do some kind of medical show. We haven't touched
Mhm,
on those.
mhm.
We haven't done a medical show yet,
Okay.
that's my request for the next year out of the what is it, 26 or whatever we're gonna do next year, so
Yeah, yeah. Now, the audience has to know by now that we do palate cleansers because
Oh, yeah, we do it on purpose. I mean, we did what was it? George Lopez, Little Bird, then Coupling. We sandwiched that on purpose.
we did.
That was
Yeah.
completely on purpose.
Not only for us, but for our audience, right? To have them
Mhm.
back to back like that's gonna be very difficult to listen to. So, yeah, and
Right.
it's a roller coaster, but man, it's you have to lift up once you've been down in the sort of feels there. So,
So we've tried to plan that out so it's not so heavy all the time. We're not gonna
right?
try to do a month of heaviness.
Yeah.
Even when we did 2 quote unquote horror thriller Halloweeny ones, they were not that heavy.
Not really. Nah.
No.
They were
We
kinda
had
light.
1 heavy and 1 lighter.
Yeah.
So,
Do you wanna do another question from your side?
sure,
Or
we
I have
can.
other questions, but
So, out of all of the ones you hadn't seen before, which one was your favorite? Out of the
that
one you hadn't seen,
that I haven't seen.
that you hadn't seen before we watched it for the podcast.
Did you have to suggest it?
What?
Did you have to are you saying that you suggested or that
We hadn't seen it. Neither either that you hadn't seen, whether and you watched it for the podcast. Which one was your favorite? Or did you have a favorite?
my goodness, that's really hard.
I know.
That's super hard because
I think for me, it would have to be Little Bird.
I'm fighting between Little Bird and We Are Lady Parts and Clean Slate.
Well, we had watched We Are Lady Parts before
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right,
Clean
okay.
Slate, so it's Little Bird.
True. We did watch Clean Slate before we reviewed it.
Yeah,
I forgot
because
about that.
yeah, we watched it once.
So then I guess it's Little Bird.
It has to be Little Bird, yeah. So and it's not because of the content, right? It's because of the acting and the way the story was told and all that stuff.
Oh, I'll totally I would love to watch that again, just as an enjoyment piece, like, just for the acting,
As
the
an art piece.
costuming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To enjoy the craft of it, right? And the
Mhm.
crafting of it. Um, and even to go back and watch it for an entertainment purposes to look at the set design and the
Right, to
costuming a
look
little
at it
bit
a little deeper.
closer. Yeah, even, like, down to how, actors' hair is done, what kind of jewelry they're wearing, all of that stuff because it gets done, and most of the time, people do not notice
Mhm.
the details of it, but you'd notice if it was gone.
Right.
So, these are the things I like to look at when I'm watching TV, especially if I repeat watching,
Mhm.
I'll look more in the background and less on the actual delivery of lines and things like that. Um,
I find it interesting that some of our favorite shows that we have talked about are all non-American shows. So we did 4 non-American shows, and those have all come up.
so I actually have a question about that. Interesting that you bring that up. Nice segue. Um,
totally not planned because we didn't plan
No,
it.
no, we did not plan this. There's no structure to this conversation right now. Are foreign TV shows better or worse than the ones produced in America?
I think America has a tendency to push them out quicker. That doesn't mean they're worse, but because of our original broadcast network cycle of, September through April or whatever, with the
Mhm,
break over the holidays, that's where all of the 22 episodes would come out, and people
mhm.
still sticking to that cycle, even though
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of shows nowadays are hitting streaming,
Mhm.
and that's where the market really is. I would say sometimes, yeah, they are better over in other countries because there's time to reflect and go over things rather than we need this episode now. And the actors have time to respond.
Yeah,
Because if you listen to the Office Ladies podcast, you listen to how they got their scripts, and they would get the next scripts episode while recording the episode before it.
right. Because that's how TV shows
Exactly.
were
And so they would
produced.
do table reads and whatnot during lunches of while they were recording the next episode.
Man, that's so much
S
work. That's a
so it's
lot of
so
work.
tight, and, I mean, it's the same reason if you think of this is another procedural, but, NCIS, there
Mhm.
was the actress for Caitlin Todd. Oh, I can't remember her name. I feel bad now. I can't remember her name, but the reason she left was because it was taking 10 months of her life for each season,
Wow.
and so that was the whole reason she left and went to a whole different show because it was taking 10 months to do 1 season of NCIS
Mm.
out of the 12 months out of the year. So that's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. And there's 22 to 24 episodes per season of that.
Mm. Gosh, and
So
there's so many people that lift that, right? That
right.
make that successful,
Mhm.
down to gaffers and boom carriers and, like, all of the people that are involved, lighting and all of that
Mhm.
stuff to get
So it's
all that
all
set up.
really tight. And
Mhm.
so I think sometimes, yeah, that can be a reason why American TV shows can be a little less, but at the same time, streaming has been taking that back, and there's been a lot more leaning into better CGI or storytelling, taking the time out for the actors to really understand their part, all those kind of
Mhm.
things, rather
Yeah.
than here's a part, start it, and then we'll figure out the character as it goes along.
Yeah.
Because that happens too, where the actors influence the characters over time.
Right? Yeah. So that's what I was about to say is, from an actor's perspective, here in America, there's a couple of pipelines to be a successful actor, right?
Mhm.
One is through theater,
Mhm.
and one is through, comedy. There's a few comedy places you can get training and stuff like that. There's a
Mhm.
couple of, there's I'm sure in the universities, there's some great drama departments that I don't can't bring, just pop off from memory that train actors and stuff like that. Here in America, you don't necessarily have to have that training to just walk onto a set as an extra or as someone with lines, a few lines
Mm-mm.
or whatever. You don't necessarily have
There
all that background,
there are people who make a living as being an extra.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
that is a
Or a
job.
character actor. Yeah.
Or character actor, but I'm not talking about character actors because those people actually have lines and stuff, but extras don't have lines, they're just in the background.
Yeah. I wonder too, I don't know for sure, but I wonder too in America, is the industry here so saturated because our country's so big, that the production here is just, from my perspective, a little bit less fine-tuned, let's put it
I
that way.
think it's more based on timing of when they want things to come out.
Okay.
I
Maybe it's
think
just too fast here.
it's too fast. They by the time they've made the plans and stuff, and they're also the other part of it is they extend things out. So
Mm.
think of UK Ghosts.
Mhm.
Those seasons are only 6, 7 episodes max.
Mhm.
Most UK shows are only about that long, maybe 10 episodes. And then our episodes here, so US Ghosts, that is 22 episodes. So they're having to fill that much time.
It's the filler I don't like. That's
That's
why. I
it.
was trying to figure out why I like the foreign ones better. It's because they condense it and it's more,
Succinct.
S succinct, saturated, it's more quippy, it's let's pack it in as much as we can.
Exactly.
So I like Canadian, I like,
Mhm. Canadians do it too.
English, Irish, like, European stuff. I've even liked some, like, Chinese and Indian,
Yeah. Oh,
works
yeah.
too because it just seems so much more.
America has a lot of filler because they have to get the broadcast TV wants you to hit that 22 episodes, 24, 26, whatever.
But they're diluting the craft.
They'll have plans of, okay, we're going to do 10 episodes. And then the company above them, the executives above them go, oh, you're going to get 15. And now there's 5 extra episodes that they have to plan and try to fill in, even though the story
Mm-mm,
that they're telling only has 10.
mm-mm. This is why streaming is so much better because you get more freedom over how you tell
It
your
happens in
story.
streaming too, but it's more often in the broadcast TV.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's happening less and less because broadcast TV is slowly going away.
yeah, kinda glad because
Yeah, it's all filler.
it's very much filler. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's bring in a random relative and then never talk about them again. That all happens, yeah.
You're right. I just watched a really long series now that, it's just a general series that we've seen a million times. And
Mhm.
same happened, like, several characters have popped in, and it's like, we'll never see that person again. It's just a cameo, basically.
Right? This person's
And
dad who's very, very important to this character, and they're never talked about again.
right?
They
Doesn't come up in dialogue, doesn't come up as a
Nope.
character to see anymore. Yep. Mhm.
Couldn't even bring it up in a, "Oh, I just got off the phone with my dad." Nope,
Yep.
can't even do that. And I think part of it is the writers, and it's not blaming the writers. There are sometimes, and this is a problem with this was a problem with Charmed, the original 1998 version, was that a lot of the writers only watched a few episodes before writing an episode for the show.
Mm,
So they hadn't watched the whole thing to know what to write about.
my goodness.
So there's a lot of continuation issues and lore issues with that show, but other shows are a lot like it, where writers only watch a few episodes and then they write something,
Mhm.
and then it gets produced and made and it's part of the show.
So this is a question that wasn't on my list, but I so wanna ask you.
Okay.
Is it possible to have a show go on too long?
Yes. Yes. Oh,
That they
yeah.
had an ending already, but then they try to push it.
Yeah. Uh, uh, How I Met Your Mother is one that went to. They had an ending planned. They had it figured out, but
Mhm,
they didn't write towards the ending, and it went on for
mhm.
9 seasons. The characters had all changed and redeveloped and changed in different ways that the original ending didn't make sense anymore, and then they just shoehorned it back into the original ending.
Wow.
Supernatural had originally 5 seasons, and then they kept going and went on for 15. Grey's
Mm.
Anatomy has been going on for 20 plus seasons.
Don't even get
Uh
me started on Grey's Anatomy, and I'm sorry, people, if you're a fan of that. I have a really good friend of mine who's a huge fan of it, and I tell her all the time, I'm like, "Why?"
So there's a lot of shows that should end, and there are
I mean,
fans of said shows like Grey's Anatomy who go, "Yes, it should end. You're right, but I'm gonna keep watching." Procedurals are a lot like that too. NCIS is one of them.
well, and
Um,
then there's spinoffs because then there you have NCIS, like, Australia or whatever,
yeah,
NCIS
Sydney.
Hawaii, yeah,
Hawaii ended. Yeah.
and it's not the only one. CSI did the same thing. There was
Mhm.
CSI Miami,
The thing about
CSI
procedurals,
LA.
that makes sense to do that because they have multiple offices. Um,
Yeah, I guess so, yeah,
that part makes
especially for law
sense.
enforcement, that makes sense.
Especially if you're just trying to continue the show within the
Franchise,
franchise. Yeah, that's the right word. Within the franchise, but don't keep continuing the original show too. You can let
right,
that one go. It's fine.
right,
Let it end.
makes sense. Okay.
That's my opinion. I might be completely fucking wrong on all of that, but I doubt it.
You've been a TV watcher for a while now.
Yeah, I spent a lot of my life watching TV. I watched TV last night and I'm gonna watch more TV tonight. I have plans. I'm gonna try to finish this one series this week.
Okay. Did you have another question on your list?
Yeah, is there any of the episode ones, so that we're only talking about the season ones here except for Little Bird, which is a limited series. Any of the episodes we've done, is there any you would like to revisit? So hitting season
Oh,
1 again.
actually, I think I can say no.
Okay.
I feel like I've put out good work. I feel like I was mostly on point.
I feel
Um,
like the We Are Lady Parts episode is the only one I feel like we could revisit just because there's so much content. Because we talked about the songs, but we didn't dive into the songs and what the songs in the episodes mean, things like that.
I mean, I guess we could do a little bit of a addendum bonus
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
it or something.
That's what I'm talking about. Is there any of those that you would like to hit?
Um, I'm still gonna say no
Okay.
because I feel like I do good work the best that I can with this because
Oh, of course. We are doing our best. That I'm not saying
there are times when I know I've told you in the
off
off recording
records.
already. Yeah, off records. That, I felt like I wasn't fully present or that I didn't feel like I
Mhm.
had studied enough or whatever, but I think that's just my own imposter syndrome, my own self-confidence being
Mhm.
a little bit low or whatever. And
I
as everybody knows, I do have mental health issues that do get in the way sometimes. So I have
yeah.
to balance my TV watching with my ability to do the work.
Mhm.
And I want to give myself a little grace and a little self compassion here that I think I do good work, the best work I can, and I do try to manage those things around that so I'm
Of
not
course.
affecting other people around those things, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think another one that I just thought of that it might be cool to re-hit eventually, is Tuca and Birdie, the first season,
Mhm.
because we were so new at that point. I'd have to listen to it again because that was a really long time ago now. But I think that would be something eventually. I'd rather hit season 2 first rather than revisit
Oh,
season
yeah,
1.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, even I'm thinking back on Tuca and Birdie, and it's one of my favorite cartoons, because it does highlight mental health. I think no, probably would still feel the same ways that I did when I originally watched it the first time I watched it.
I don't know, I think we'd have to both listen to it, then rewatch, and then re-record.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
how
that's
we would
so
have.
much work, and I'm
I
sitting here
know.
going, "I don't think so, man."
Not we're not gonna do it right now, but I was just wondering if there's any you would like to hit. Redo. I do think we
Uh,
should hit some of season 2 of certain things. I think that would
yeah.
be fun.
Season 2, sure,
Yeah, yeah,
but going
yeah.
back to do a season 1 recap or whatever,
Not recap, just a revisit, see how we feel, because that's the thing, mindset changes how we look at things.
yeah, I think it's too new for that. Give me 5 years, maybe I'll come back and go, "Wow, okay." That
Sure.
kinda thing. Which kinda leans into the question I had. This is my last question I had on my list, and that is, what are some challenges that you feel are affecting TV show selections in 2025? Because I've
So
noticed
the
selections
US
are
government is affecting how we choose things.
Yep.
We have done a lot of comedy for that reason. I know our audience is not only US based, but the US politics, as well as politics in other countries, is really strong right now and
Influential, right? That's the
influential and
Yeah,
very accusatory and vitriol.
yeah.
Um, so
I
it's
think the word you're
nice.
looking for is punitive.
Maybe that's the word
Yeah,
I'm looking for. But
yeah.
we've chose comedy for the reason of ourselves to watch more comedy, but also for our audience to get more laughs or find more comic shows that they had never heard of.
Right.
Um,
The more obscure ones, yeah.
yeah. So, that's some things that of the world that's
Yeah.
affecting
I
our
wrote
choices.
political climate, active protesting, choosing specific streaming platforms and shows,
Yeah, so we have had to
industries.
change our streaming platforms, which has changed what we can watch.
Yeah, unless we do a free trial or something, but, industries like sports and reality TV saturation, has been specifically an issue. Like, when you go in to choose like, when we're going to do research on what TV shows are available to us or whatever on the platforms we do have,
Mhm.
that, they are limited. We are limited to what we have access to based on what that platform is providing to us.
Right.
And sports is one, which is fine. That I don't mind that so much.
But we're
But
never going to record over
no, we're not
sports.
gonna. No, we're not. We are not a
I
sports
do I
podcast.
do not care about sports. That is my answer to all sports podcasts.
I care about women's sports. I'll say that.
I'm gonna be honest, I care about the athletes, and
Yeah,
I
I care about the
care
athletes.
about them doing whatever they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
I could care less about the actual sport
yeah, yeah.
or any
Same,
other commentary.
same, same, same. I care about how they're paid, I care about how the access to their
Right, the
sport.
social justice side of things.
Right, definitely. Yes, yes, yes.
Are
But,
they being safe about it? Are the regulations safe about it? All those things,
right,
yeah.
right, right. Exactly. We care about those things. And then the reality TV saturation is really interesting to me because when you were growing up, right,
Mhm,
it was cooking shows, home improvement shows. We watched a ton of that all the time.
mhm.
And now, unless we want to watch nostalgic home improvement or nostalgia cooking shows, those are just not as much anymore.
Y
It's a lot of reality TV that has to do with people who have a lot of money
You know
and are
why?
doing I can only imagine it's because of the culture that's changing here in the US.
No, it's because it's cheap to make. Reality TV is cheap to make.
Wow.
That's why. So, that's why there's actually been an influx, especially since COVID, because COVID shut all of our storytelling stuff down, and so all the actors could do was rehearse and wait for production to pick back up again, and then but reality TV, they could just go into anybody's home and it's a reality show, and then they edit it together and then poof, show.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
I just
it's cheap to make because there's not a lot of people behind it.
that makes me upset in a few different ways, but,
Yeah.
you should see my face. It's all wrinkly right now.
I mean, of course, like the home improvement shows, those are gonna be more expensive in different ways because of, the expenses of the house, but the actual show itself doesn't cost much.
Right, okay.
So,
Anyway,
that's
just I
why,
find yeah, I
because
find our
and
selections really
that's why
hard
it
to
leans on celebrities doing, like, home improvement shows is because the celebrities have the money to fix their house. Why not just put a production company behind it and make some a
So,
little bit of money behind it?
I was trying to watch an older show that had this format that you're talking about, right? Let's go
Mhm.
to a celebrity home that they either need to upgrade or they need to buy a new home or whatever,
Mhm.
and I was really enjoying the content even though it was a white guy. Um, I
White
know.
guys.
I try not to watch white people's TV if I can manage it, for the most
Especially
part.
white men.
Right? Yeah.
I'm good with white men. They can go
Mm,
away. Thank you.
mm, also saturated in
Yeah.
TV world.
That's
So
because the
anyway,
executives are white men.
yeah, we only hire people we like to look at ourselves.
Oh god.
Um,
Just get a mirror.
it's cheaper. Can't make any money off of a mirror.
I don't know, somebody can find a way.
Then we're talking about OnlyFans.
You know, that makes money too. That makes money too.
Whatever floats your boat's fine. So anyway, I was trying to watch it and everything, and because of the access and the way that it was presented in the platform, every 2 minutes or so of the show, I get to where I was enjoying watching the movement of the show and everything, and then bam, ad.
Ad.
And
Yep.
the ad's like anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, maybe even a minute and a half.
Sometimes
And I'm
3.
like, and then every 2 minutes or so of the show was this stupid 2 minutes of ad. And I'm like, how does anyone get anything watched?
They don't. That's the thing. A lot of people either turn that stuff on and then walk away, so it's background noise, or they don't actually watch it.
I'm sorry. I'm very selective about my background noise too.
Oh, yeah, me too. I if all of the platforms that have ads, I try not to watch those unless I'm watching something specific, like
Right?
Taskmaster, UK,
Hmm.
that's on YouTube. I don't pay for YouTube, I'm not going to. Um, Google. But I'm not gonna say any more than that. Um, but they uh,
We
I
all know
I'm
what
s
you're thinking.
I'm
Winky,
supporting the
winky.
show itself because the show is great.
Right?
The show is very good, and it's worth the ads.
Yeah. I had to get off that show because I was like, this show's not worth it to me, even though
Yeah.
I was enjoying the trajectory of where it was going. And I just I can't sit through the ads, not that often.
I can't do ads anymore, I just can't. So, I try not
Yeah,
that's another reason that's another challenge for picking our shows, is that if we find a show that we wanna watch, say it's from the '80s or whatever, and it's on Roku channel, so that only has ads,
yeah.
and so you have to add time to the already 20-minute episodes, so now they're 30
Yeah,
minutes.
again, becomes time issue, right? Trying to fit
Mhm.
that in. So some of this work that we do it gets harder and harder to do those. I grew up with ads, so adding 10 minutes of ads throughout a 20-minute show is pretty normal for me, but, as we move into streaming and stuff, I'm finding myself having,
More
less
and more
patience.
annoyed.
Yeah, less patience for it.
I'm annoyed by ads too. Yeah, the ads fully bother me. Unless I'm watching something specific, I will not deal
Yeah,
with ads. I have one stat that I haven't gone over. It's the only
okay,
stat left.
okay.
So the shows from each decade. So we
Mhm.
did one show from the 50s, we did 2 from the 60s, we did 1 from the 70s, 0 from the 80s. We gotta hit the 80s next year.
Woo!
Uh, 2 from the 90s, 4 from the thousands, 5 from the 2010s, and then 3 from the 2020s.
Okay. Yeah, we do need to hit the 80s then.
We need to hit the 80s because that's 0.
Yeah. We're gonna well, I mean, I guess that means our audience knows where we're going next, I guess.
Somewhere in the 80s with medical and horror.
Right?
Can we combine that all into one show? I doubt it, but
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? A medical horror show from the '80s. That sounds like a slasher film.
it does, but unfortunately, we're not doing movies.
Someone produce that. Someone who's creative, write your screenplays and
Unfortunately, that'll still
send
be
that in.
from now. It won't be from the
I
80s.
mean, it sounds like Stranger Things, but Stranger Things is newer.
It is. That's not from
Yeah.
the 80s. So, we'll have to
Also, is Stranger Things sci-fi or is it horror?
sci-fi. I don't know. I've never actually watched it if I'm being
I've
honest.
watched the first season. It wasn't that bad.
I don't
I
know
just
how
never
the
got into
5th
the
season
fandom.
is gonna be coming out when they're supposed to all be kids, but all of them are adults now with children of their own.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And we'd have to watch it to see.
I don't care enough to watch it.
I have one
If I'm being honest, I don't care enough.
but we may have to eventually.
Oh, I'll watch it for the podcast, but
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna watch it on my own.
yeah. Okay. Um, I have one question that I didn't get to ask you that I just realized I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
It was a mix with another question, but do you foresee AI having an impact on TV production, number one, but also TV watching? Do you think AI in
Well, it'll definitely have TV production because there's already that AI actress
right?
that they've been touting out. Um, the problem is the AI bubble is going to burst, and it's not gonna be able to handle all of this. It just can't. So our environment can't handle much more than what we're doing, and
Right.
it's already pretty bad out there.
Yeah.
So
When you mean environment, you're talking about actual climate of
yeah,
the
yeah,
planet,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it can't take what AI because it literally if every time you're put in a command of some kind for AI, doesn't matter how big or small, it's basically burning a sheet of paper every time for the environment.
Mm.
It's awful to the environment, and that's every command. So if you're trying to get some AI actress to do something, that's so much.
How much do you think it would take climate-wise to produce, say, a 22-minute or 25-minute, even 30-minute show?
It may be cheaper, quote unquote, now, but it's not going to be. Environmental wise, it's not going to be.
So
This is going to be a real problem, and it's just going to be cheaper and easier
yeah.
to have an actual actress come do it. And as for watching TV, AI is already sort of involved with how they promote ads and
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
Um, that's the algorithm and things like that.
Mhm.
And also the algorithm for how they give you shows
Mhm.
because that also influences how what goes into our brain and what ends up on our list. Because there's a few shows that I've added to our list of shows that I've watched, but also shows I haven't watched or watched only a few minutes of just to see if it would fit for our podcast.
Okay.
So,
Well, just a short question, and that is, I was thinking about the show Happy because we did a review of Happy
mhm.
and the graphics and stuff that were involved in getting the production to, because it's based on a graphic novel, to reflect the graphic novel, right? As gross as it
S-
was.
So that's all CGI.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so the difference of CGI in
So there's
comparison
an
to AI,
artist who does the VFX CGI stuff.
and it doesn't take as much, climate
Correct,
resources to produce
because
that.
yeah, because there's an actual human using the computer to create the art.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. Just curious about
It
that.
takes a lot, and it takes a VFX artist a while. That is true. But
Mhm.
we keep leaning so far into AI that we're gonna forget people, and then people are gonna move on to different jobs, and then, "Oh gosh, the AI bubble popped, and now we can't access AI anymore," or, "It's behind this huge paywall now. Let's go back to the artists," and the artists have already moved on.
Or they're started to build their own.
And
Yeah.
that's just one industry. It's
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Okay.
that's my worry for AI.
I was curious about that 'cause I know AI is starting to impact many, many industries.
The benefit
Um,
of our podcast is if we start seeing that shit, we can just watch a lot of old shit.
right?
We can just lean on this 50s, 60s, 70s, 90s, all those shows
Mhm.
because they're there too and they're not affected by AI. So,
No, thank goodness.
and even all the way up through the 2000s,
Right,
2010s,
right.
because that doesn't have AI either. So,
Well, and I wonder how many people there I mean, I've heard, read, not heard, don't know that many people. I've read online, scrolling through social media and stuff that people are starting to lean more on DVD,
yep,
box sets and things like that,
because they're
because
tired of streaming services in a lot of different ways.
streaming services are exhausting their audience, right? They're in the especially as how they spend their money. The
Mhm.
company itself spends their money or
Well,
how they're trying to be more conglomerate where they're buying
uh-huh.
up these smaller production companies to parent that, be a parent company to these smaller production companies and wanting to be a monopoly. And people are speaking out against that. They don't want that because it does stifle creativity of the individual and the individual say I had an idea for a TV show, I would try to, get with a local production company or whatever and,
Mhm.
we would be mindful of costs and stuff like that and then we do location looking and all that stuff and find our actors and get the screenwriter to or at least have a on-set writer or something
Well,
like that.
and there's a lot to having a box set, right? There's a lot to you number 1, for a box set, you're paying the artists, like
Yep,
the people who are involved, number 1. Number 2, you own it for the end of time until, the disc is scratched or whatever.
right.
Also, there's things like Jellyfin or Plex, which are streaming services where you put your own data in, and
Mm,
it's your own library that you can access on every device. You just
wow.
put it in and have to have, a storage device set up, whether that's a
Okay.
laptop or, a NAS or whatever, but yeah,
Okay.
but
That's
you
interesting.
have legally, I have to say, you have to own the discs first.
Right.
Legally, you have to own the discs, and then you can burn them into the
Well, please
storage.
don't pirate people. That's not good. I know
That's
that's
the
also
thing.
been
That's on the rise too
it
because
is,
but
yeah.
unfortunately that doesn't pay the artists, and it doesn't pay for the art.
And I wanna push too local libraries. You can actually, quote, unquote, "rent,"
Yeah,
for
there's,
free. You can
um
check out your local libraries and see what kind of,
is that Canopy?
yeah, I think it is Canopy.
Yeah,
Um,
Canopy. Canopy is from libraries. A lot of libraries use it. They pay for the license. All you have to do is go get a card,
yeah, and artists still get paid
and then
because
they'll still
there's
get paid.
yeah, yeah. So, check out your local library. That's a much better way to do it than pirating. So please don't
Mhm.
pirate.
So, but there's a lot of different ways that you can stream nowadays, and streaming services with all the ads and a lot of extra shit that a lot of people don't want, games and things like that. If
Mhm,
you're only looking for a specific series and you're only paying for whatever for a specific series, why not buy the box set and then download Jellyfin, which is free and open source,
mm,
and use that to stream that same box set to all of your devices.
mhm. I like that idea. That's a good idea.
Mhm.
Again, we're
So,
using our platform.
unfortunately, that for us, we can't do that for this podcast, um, because we need access to a bunch of different things, fairly quickly, um, but
Well, we're trying to be worldwide
and we are
too.
trying to be worldwide. But if you're only paying for one streaming service for a specific series, just buy the box set and then stop paying for the streaming service.
Right?
So,
Especially if you're watching shows on repeat like neurodivergent people do,
yes. And actually, a lot of people do that. Even not neurodivergent people do because they put it on in the background and then they go clean their house or
right?
whatever.
Well, and it becomes a comfort thing. I mean,
Mhm.
in 2025 has been such a roller coaster, especially here in the US, that we've all needed the comfort, we've needed the comedy, we've needed
Mhm.
the protection, the protesting, the lifts. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that's been needed this year that a lot of us haven't gotten. So,
Well, I
um,
hope this podcast helps you in some way, our
yeah, I hope so
audience.
too. I hope so
It
too.
helps us.
Yeah, it helps us to be able to have these conversations and be honest about the content, and hopefully it does all the things we're hoping it does.
But we are going to keep continuing on into 2026. It's going to be a fun year. Who knows what we're going to do? Because we don't know. We have no idea.
No, we have we have a slight plan.
I think that plan's about to change.
I think that plan's about to change. We're about to have another conversation, a meeting about that. I
We
mean,
have
even
meetings
our
on meetings. It's fine.
we do have meetings on meetings, and we have these conversations where we feel like we're settled into the list of TV shows that we're gonna watch, right? We put it in the list, and we know exactly where we're going next, and we know what show we're gonna watch next,
And
and then
then
then one of us calls the other and goes, "I think we should change this.
I have an idea.
I have an idea. We're gonna pivot."
There's a revelation in the lab.
Exactly.
uh,
It's fun
so
though. It's fun to be able to have that freedom and flexibility, especially if something spars that on, right? That we feel
right, and
like,
sometimes it's we watched a show and, "Oh, we need to talk about this now. It just came out. We need to talk about it because everybody needs to know about it."
yeah,
Sometimes it's the world has shifted, something has changed. Let's not talk about that.
yeah,
Let's
exactly.
let's lean, the other way. Sometimes it's this fits better than what we originally had.
Yeah.
Um,
We're
so
trying to be sensitive. We're trying to be sensitive to those things. And
mhm,
2025 has been a hard year and on, so many personal lives that we're trying to provide some kind of entertainment, but then also provide a voice too.
mhm.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys have been entertained.
I hope so, at least a little bit in some way. That's all I want is for someone to be entertained, and whether that's just the one family member who listens or whatever.
Right. Shout out to the one family member.
We
Yay.
love you.
We love you.
We do have an audience. There are more people than the one family member.
And
Um,
we appreciate each and every one of
we
you. Thank you
do,
so much for listening to us this year. And hopefully we'll keep providing, good content for you to listen to in the next year,
right?
2026. Yeah.
Share our stuff if you can with other family members, friends, anybody who you think would enjoy this.
Yeah. And come talk to us on Blue Sky.
Yes, please come talk to us on Blue Sky. Follow us. We're also on YouTube. We're on a bunch of different other podcast platforms, Pocket Casts. I think we're even on Amazon, all that kind of stuff. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so go listen, go enjoy listening to us babble. We do a lot of that. We talk a lot.
And if you have a favorite TV show that we have not done
Oh
and you
yeah,
want us to review it, let us know. We'll
yeah.
we'll check it out, see if it's worthy of our
There are
scrutinizing.
some shows that we're just never gonna touch because it's just men. It's just
Yeah,
men.
so, I mean, have we even talked about how the criteria fits with what we
I
pick?
guess not. I guess we haven't really talked about how we choose the shows that we do because it changes. Sometimes we're trying to hit a market swell, like when we did Adam's Family. We were trying to sort of get the tail end of Wednesday season 2 coming out. And then
Yeah,
other times we're just doing a show because we really wanted to talk about it, like Clean Slate. Um, and
or
then
Little Bird, yeah, that was
Little
another
Bird,
one.
that was another one. When we found it, it was an immediate, we're doing that.
Yep,
There was no question on what show we were doing next.
but I would
So,
say we look for female lead characters.
we try to, yeah.
Yeah, female or LGBT lead characters,
Yes.
I will say. Also content of show,
Right.
so if it's about white collar crime with white men, I'm not gonna do that show.
I mean, we might. That's the thing. So we did do Taxi, which is mostly men except for Elaine, which was a
But it was a feminist show
mm,
of its time.
she was the token girl.
She was,
And she
but
was thrown in
to
last minute by some executive, and that was obvious.
to have a chronically ill person on there that is of
Mhm.
short stature, right? Also a Jewish person on there. And
Mhm.
then you
As
have
a
your
lead,
redheaded female, which normally isn't redheaded. Normally they
right?
pick a blonde, right? Or
Always,
or a dirty blonde, right? Those are the two highest picks. So redhead definitely not unusual,
especially in the 70s.
especially in the 70s. So you got to put it in context. Anyway,
True,
so
but this is the stuff we think about. Is
this is
those
exactly the kind of conversation that we have because we decided to go through it. And I'll come up and go, hey, we haven't done, say, someone has limitations in ability, right?
right?
Let's do something
So
like
let's
that. So
do
we did
special.
special,
Yeah.
yeah, which also highlighted
We
LGBT,
haven't
and
done a
also
musical show, so we did We Are Lady parts.
we did, yeah, and we have others too in the queue. But there's certain aspects to the craft that we want to highlight, and that's why we pick what we pick.
Mhm.
So that's why it's sort of a roller coaster in swinging back and forth as a pendulum. But we're not gonna pick something that's gonna be like, if we did Supernatural versus Charmed, right? We're always gonna pick Charmed over Supernatural
Of
because Charmed
always.
is female-led
Mhm.
actresses.
Actresses
Um,
technically, but
they're all called actors too.
everybody's an actress, and we'll just call them all
Oh,
actresses.
okay, yeah, sure. Everybody's an actress.
Yes.
Anyway, so, that's if we did the 2 together, like, if we butted up against them each other as a
Right,
comparison, we
if we
would
were
always choose
trying
the
to
other
choose
over.
between the one.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say we're not gonna on this podcast, we have to figure out what we're gonna do with the longer shows that are like
Oh, that's the other
Supernatural.
thing. So
We're
if
not gonna
anyone's
do anything
questioning,
longer than 10 seasons.
we haven't figured out yet what to do with the 10 season or
We'll figure
plus
it out.
people. We
If
will
you have
figure
an
it out.
idea, let us know, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's just super hard because if we do just season 1, we're not really capturing all of it, right?
Well, and we
Um,
also don't wanna sit around for 15 seasons and have 15 episodes about something that we may hate about.
yeah.
Or
So,
and we're trying to get to a specific character that's in season 8.
right?
That's
Yeah,
the most
or that
important piece.
maybe a show became more progressive as it has
Right.
time gone on because it was on for, 10 years or whatever. So, we're still trying to
Law and
figure out what
Order.
to. There's a bunch. There is a bunch,
There's
yeah.
so
I
many shows
mean,
that are so
Criminal
long.
Minds, it
Criminal
started out with
Minds.
women wearing heels and carrying bags and purses,
Yes. And then they fixed
and then
that.
they fixed that. So, yeah, there's things that happen in certain shows that we haven't highlighted because they're just too long
So
in
we're gonna
series.
figure out what to do with those. But anyway, that's our quote unquote criteria. It has to have some kind of female in it, especially more if possible. LGBTQ definitely if it can. Any other minorities, if we can hit that, that'll be great.
Mhm.
And then shorter than 10 seasons long.
Right? So we're looking at minority, marginalized, and short in
I mean,
length,
it's not even that short. 10 seasons is a long time because if we do one episode of everything,
right?
that's 10 that's 10
That
seasons.
includes foreign series too, because I mean,
Yes,
if you get
because
10 series, that's a long series.
and
Even
even
though each
if they're
series
only
has, like,
2
6. Yeah,
2 episodes long, that happens.
it does. Yeah.
So, that's our criteria. I guess we've never really talked about that, but we've also
Not
never
really.
really talked about the podcast on the podcast besides the trailer,
Right?
and we were
Yeah.
so new, we were so green at that point.
I'd say we're still green at it. We're still
Oh,
trying to
we're
figure out our
green, but
feet. Yeah.
we're not as green as we were before.
No, I'm more comfortable at it now.
Yeah.
I still
So,
get nervous, though, before I start talking on the
I
in
think
a microphone.
everybody gets nervous before doing something like this. Anyway, um, that's our criteria. If you have any
Yeah.
ideas or there's something you want us to cover, let us know on Blue Sky.
Yeah,
You can
reach
also
out to
let us
us.
know on YouTube if you really want. So,
Send us a comment.
yeah, go be amazing.
Go be amazing. That's all. I love that.
Go be amazing. Love yourself and
We
have
should
a
make T-shirts that say that. Go be amazing, Braless Watch. And then people are like,
what
"What?"
does that mean? Go be amazing and, have a great new year and we will see you in 2026 or you will hear us in 2026.
Right? Yeah. Take care of yourself. Be compassionate, be kind. Self-love goes a long way.
Mhm. And we love you. We do. We truly
We
love you.
do. Thank you so much for being
A
our
listener.
audience and a listener, and yeah, it's awesome. This
We're
is
so excited that we made it through 2025 with this whole
yeah,
podcast. I
exactly.
mean, that's crazy. We didn't think we would, but we did. So,
I mean, this is one of the weirdest years to try to launch a podcast, I would imagine.
right. And we started right before summer when podcasts become less popular, which is great. That's great timing to do that. But
Oh,
whatever.
it's awesome.
We're
Marketing's
learning.
been awesome.
We're learning. It's fine. All right, fans. We love you. Thank
Love
you
you.
for
Thank you so
listening
much.
and have a happy new year.
You too. Happy New Year.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.